When I watched the animated Scooby-Doo movie, Scooby-Doo Pirates Ahoy, where they're on a cruise ship that goes through the Bermuda Triangle, I was scared of that place for life. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I'm your host Emily and today we're counting down our list of the top 10 dark secrets hiding inside the Bermuda Triangle. Why is it so mysterious? I need to know. Coming in at number 10 is Flight 19. Perhaps the most disputed plane disappearance occurred in early December 1945 when not one but 6 planes vanished which have yet to be recovered. On that day, in average weather conditions, 5 Avenger torpedo bombers, which are well known in the aviation community for their immensity, took off from their base in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for bombing practice in what has since become known as the Bermuda Triangle. After experiencing problems with their compasses, which is known to happen in that area, as well as the Chinese Sea, the 5 planes lost communication with the ground station. However, the ground station could still follow communications between the pilots of the planes, during which it was noted they became disoriented as to their location and decided that once the first plane dropped below 10 gallons of fuel, all planes were to ditch to the sea. An intense rescue mission ensued immediately by the Coast Guard and the Navy that covered 700,000 square kilometers over 5 days, during which another plane carrying 13 passengers disappeared, never to be found again. The only clue as to its fate was a report from an ocean liner that was in the supposed location of the plane at that specific time, claiming to have seen a giant fireball in the sky. However, no debris of the 6 missing planes or their passengers have ever been found. So what happened to these men? It seems like we'll never know. Number 9. USS Cyclops. USS Cyclops was the second of 4 Proteus-class cullers built for the United States Navy several years before World War I. The loss of the ship and 306 crew and passengers happened after March 4, 1918, remains the largest loss of life in history of the United States Navy not directly involving combat. Reports indicate that on March 10th, the day after Cyclops was rumored to have been sighted in Mako, a violent storm swept through the Virginia Capes area. While some suggest that the combination of the overloaded condition, engine trouble, and bad weather may have conspired to sink Cyclops, an extensive naval investigation concluded many theories have been advanced but none that satisfactorily accounts for her disappearance. On June 1, 1918, Assistant Secretary of the Navy Franklin D. Roosevelt declared Cyclops to be officially lost and all hands deceased. Number 8. Christopher Columbus. Stories of strange activity within the Bermuda Triangle date back hundreds of years, and some of the earliest are the stories told by Christopher Columbus and his crew. During his first journey across the Atlantic Ocean in 1492, Columbus reported many strange sightings within the Bermuda Triangle. The first of these were that the stars appeared to move around the sky. Another was that Columbus saw a light like that of a candle moving up and down in the distance. When he asked his crew to look at the light, it vanished and reappeared many times. Now, the most unusual thing that Columbus says he saw was a glowing object coming out of the water and shooting towards the sky. Many people think this must have been the light on shore from another ship. However, some people believe that Columbus saw a UFO. He also wrote about his compass going out of whack and stopped working, so it's safe to say crazy things have been happening in the Bermuda Triangle forever. Number 7. Witchcraft. On December 22, 1967, a cabin cruiser named Witchcraft left Miami with her captain Dan Barak and his friend Father Patrick Horgan. The journey on the 23-foot luxury yacht was to enjoy the wonderful view of Miami's Christmas lights. However, after reaching just 1 mile from offshore, the Coast Guard received a call from the captain stating that his ship had hit something, but there was no substantial damage. Indicating help to be towed from the shore, the Coast Guard set off immediately, reaching Witchcraft as in many as 19 minutes alone, but to nothing. The area indicating the ship's location was completely deserted, with no signs of any ship having been stranded or present there previously. What's most intriguing about this story is that this particular cruiser was virtually unsinkable, not to mention numerous life-saving devices present on board, including life jackets, lifeboats, flares, distress signal devices, etc. Now, none of them were used, the ship was just gone. The Coast Guard officials searched hundreds of square miles over the ocean for the next few days but were unsuccessful. Nothing of the ship has been found until this day, and the ship is gone and what remains is only the speculation of what can be done now. Number 6. Mako Cuddy Cabin. In 2021, the blue and white 29-foot Mako Cuddy cabin boat left Bimini in the Bahamas Nereus and was expected to arrive in Lake Fort Beach, Florida the following day. There were reported 20 people on board, and it just seemed to disappear. An area of roughly 17,000 square miles, almost double the size of Massachusetts, was searched for 84 hours. Captain Stephen V. Burden of the U.S. Coast Guard added, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the missing people. I encourage anyone with information about the people on board to contact us as soon as possible." Now, unfortunately, after searching for so long, the search was suspended and they were never found. Number 5. Ellen Austin. In 1881, the 210 feet long Ellen Austin was going to New York from London when she stumbled upon a derelict near the Bermuda Triangle. Everything seemed fine with the boat drifting just north of the Sargasso Sea, but the missing crew. Captain Baker of the Ellen Austin asked to observe the derelict for 2 days to make sure it was not a trap. After 2 days with no response from the ship, the captain entered the abandoned vessel with his crew to find the well-packed shipment and no sign of the crew. To tow it back with the Ellen Austin, the captain placed a prize crew on the ship, set sail together. However, after 2 days of sail on calm waters, a squall separated the path of the two ships, following which the derelict vanished. Days after the storm, according to the stories, Captain Barker's lookout could spot the vessel through his spyglass, only to realize the vessel drifting far away aimlessly once again. Finally, after hours of effort, Ellen Austin could catch up to the vessel, but strangely, no one was on board. However, another version of the story suggests a second attempt by Barker to bring her back to land, but ended the same fate before Ellen Austin before abandoning the cursed vessel. Other reports suggest that the vessel was once more spotted, but this time had a separate crew than the prize crew placed on it by Ellen Austin. The ship's disappearance, reappearance, and the prize crew's absence is an intriguing story. It's more like a secret of the Bermuda Triangle, one that seemingly no chances of being unraveled any. It's more like a secret of the Bermuda Triangle, one that has seemingly no chances of being unraveled anytime soon. Number 4. Carroll A. Deering. Carroll A. Deering, a 5-mast commercial schooner, is one of the most written about maritime mysteries of the 20th century due to the complete mystery around its abandonment. On January 31st, 1921, Carroll A. Deering was found hard aground of the treacherous rocks of Hatteras Diamond Shoals, North Carolina. There were speculations that the vessel was involved in a rum running. However, when the investigation team from Barbados reached the vessel, after days of effort in the rough sea, what they found was a deserted ship with all crew members missing, along with the crew's personal belongings, ship's navigational equipment, logbooks, life rafts, among others. Often known as the ghost ship of the Outer Banks, the disappearance of Carroll A. Deering, along with a few other vessels during the same time period in the Bermuda Triangle, has been valuable information on the mysterious waters, but nothing could bring anyone closer to solving this mystery. Reports suggest as many as 9 vessels disappeared during this period from the same region, none of which was ever heard from again. Number 3. USS Nereus. USS Nereus was one of the 4 Produce-class cullers built for the United States Navy before World War I. Detached from Naval Overseas Transportation Service on September 12, 1919, Nereus served with the Atlantic Fleet until decommissioned in Norfolk on June 30, 1922. She was laid up there until struck from the Navy list on December 5, 1940. Sold to the Aluminum Company of Canada on February 27, 1941, Nereus operated out of Montreal, carrying bauxite from the Caribbean to aluminum plants in the United States and Canada. Nereus was lost at sea sometime after December 10, 1941, while steaming from St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, along the same route where her sister ship USS Cyclops had disappeared, with ore destined to make aluminum for Allied craft. Nereus was presumed sunk after being torpedoed by a German U-boat. However, there are no German U-boat claims for the vessel. Both Nereus and the Cyclops could have been lost to U-boats, which were later lost themselves to Allied action or storms at sea. The wreckage has never been located, nor the actual cause of the disappearance determined. So what happened? Who knows? Number 2. Mary Celeste. Possibly one of the most mysterious stories of shipwrecks, the ship has a tale of its own. Despite being found adrift in some other location in the Atlantic Ocean, the connection to the Bermuda Triangle had been somehow invoked to find the answer to the mystery of its fate. Discovered on December 4, 1872 with everything right in place except for the entire crew, the ship was found stranded on the sea days after its journey from New York to Genoa, Italy. There were 7 crew members and Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife and his daughter were aboard the vessel, loaded with raw alcohol. But days later, when a passing ship called Del Grati found Mary Celeste under partial sail in the Atlantic off the Azores Islands, the ship was unmanned with no crew aboard, and the lifeboat was also missing. It was also found that 9 of the barrels in the cargo were empty, and there was a sword on the deck. No trace of the people aboard the vessel or the missing lifeboat has ever been found. Studies of the ship clearly rule out the possibility of a pirate attack, since everything on the ship, including the barrels of alcohol it was transporting and the crew's valuable belongings, were intact. Theories surrounding the mystery of the Mary Celeste also include the chances of a criminal conspiracy, alien abduction, and even an attack by a giant squid. The possibility of a natural disaster was also on the list, and many suggest the role of an undersea earthquake is behind the accident, while few propose an accidental foraying of the vessel into the Bermuda Triangle. However, as much as these speculations seem reasonable, they clearly don't fit. After all, why would a perfectly skilled crew on a good weather day with their ship entirely uncompromised abandon it and never surface again? And coming in at number 1 is Star Ariel. On January 17, 1949, BSAA Tudor 4B Star Ariel was on the ground at Kinley Field in Bermuda awaiting instructions. It was put into service at 8:41 and it left Bermuda bound for Kingston in Jamaica. The flight was planned to take under 6 hours, and Star Ariel carried sufficient fuel for 11 hours of flight. It carried 7 crew, Captain John McPhee in addition to a first officer, second officer, radio operator, flight engineer, and 2 Star Girls female cabin attendants, and 13 passengers. Weather conditions were excellent, with wind and no cloud cover above 10,000 feet. Captain McPhee filed a plan that took advantage of this. Midway through the flight, he switched radio stations, and it was believed that he was communicating with the others, so the first station didn't worry. But that was not the case. The last time he was heard was when he said he was switching channels. Now, confusion over just which station Star Ariel was in contact with led to a considerable delay in realizing that something was wrong. The protocol was that an aircraft would not break contact with one radio station until it had made contact with the next station on its route. Now, they created a search team, and on the 18th of January, the search area was expanded and joined by the US Navy Task Force. For 5 days, dozens of ships and aircraft searched the ocean southwest of Bermuda. Although weather conditions were good, no wreckage, oil slicks, debris, or bodies were found. The search was called off on the 23rd of January, and the plane and its passengers were never found. Well, that's all for our list of the top 10 dark secrets hiding inside the Bermuda Triangle. Do you believe in the curse of the Bermuda Triangle? And did you have an intense, crippling fear of it as a child too? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.